was thinking something was up, but I didn't realize it went all the way to the top.
Hey, thanks for having us over. This is super fun.
Glad to do it. Actually, it's the one place I feel safe talking about this.
Huh?
I've been working really long hours trying to crack another case, but every time I get close, it seems like they're always 2 steps ahead of me.
What's the case?
It involves a multinational organization called Sprint Corp. Outwardly, they make themselves out to be a really good brand, but I don't buy it.
Oh yeah, no, I remember that company. They do free health screenings for their employees. I interviewed there.
Lucky for you, you escaped. They're big believers in one mind, one blood pressure. I received an anonymous tip that said that their employees were having some negative outcomes. Dizziness, over-medicated.
Honey, remember you promised no working on the holiday.
Let's catch up about this some other time, maybe in the office tomorrow.
St.Margaret, where are you? Oh my gosh, where did he go? Where could he be? This is wrong. Something is wrong. He's missing. I can feel it in my bones. There's something wrong. He is not okay. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Cochrane Library, blood pressure targets in adults with hypertension. A review.
What's up, BG? You seem kind of stressed.
Yeah, St. Margaret is missing. And I think it has something to do with this.
Huh?
Look, I just found this Cochrane meta-analysis, and it looks like lower blood pressure targets actually lead to more serious adverse events. For the general population, the benefits are small and do not outweigh the harms.
When are you gonna learn to trust your gut? Lower is better, no doubt.
Not according to this. Look, some of these major trials that we hang our hat on have some major risks of bias. Sprint 2015. I wonder if that has something to do with Sprint Corps.
Let me see that. I'm not really sure.
Come on, let's go.
Alpaca lunch? Okay, sorry.
And here we have our our employee room. As you can see, we really prioritize their health and their comfort. Did you know Sprint has the fewest cardiovascular events, both fatal and non-fatal, and the fewest number of deaths from all causes? In fact, we even monitor their blood pressure on the job to make sure we keep our metrics up.
Hey, what's wrong with them?
Oh,
What? Where'd he go? He was right there.
Did I hear you guys like tighter blood pressure control too?
yes, tight blood pressure control has shown a 16% decrease in MI and a 25% reduction in congestive heart failure.
But wait, that's not the whole story. There's also
Look, we're just following the ACC-AHA guidelines.
Wasn't there that whole debate about whether that applies to everyone?
Yes, exactly. That's what this Cochrane Review article is trying to show you. Even though there are benefits to tighter blood pressure control, there's also the downsides. We need to think about the 0.6% increase in syncope, the 0.8% increase in electrolyte abnormalities, and the 1% increase in hypotension deemed to be serious.
Look, ma'am, what are you trying to get at here? Everything we did was legal. We are following the guidelines, and you can't argue with that. Alright, we're done here.
So what's our next move? Honestly, I think we should drop it.
No! St. Margaret did not give up on me. It's just not like him to go missing. I need to talk to police chief.
I would not. He just got back from vacation, third of the year. And have you seen his new car?
No?
It's nice.
Wait a minute. I think I know how to find St. Margaret.
I was thinking something was up, but I didn't realize it went all the way to the top.
You really did it this time, St. Margaret. You are way over your head. I always thought you had sex promise until you discovered EBM.
Hold it right there.
This is definitely not IRB approved.
What?
I was feeling bamboozled. Thanks for saving me.
No one's gonna believe you.
Oh, on the contrary, I've been building this case for a long time. I always thought something was up. You making me work late nights to put innocent eggs back on the street. Always giving our cases to expert opinion, even though they're not very good at their jobs.
Hey.
But where you really messed up was flaunting all your new hordes of hush money. But I've got the paper trail to back it up.
You haven't seen the last of me. It takes years to change clinical practice. This is bigger than both of us.
Year 5, case log entry 6. A strict blood pressure target is only one side of the coin. Too much of a good thing is once again a bad thing. Also, the police chief is a dirty cop. Reality itself is questioned. I guess it'll be up to Bloomfield and I to deliver justice. Bottom line, the lower target blood pressure group may reduce MIs and CHF, but increase other serious adverse events. There was no difference in death from any cause or total serious adverse events. For the general population, the small benefits do not outweigh the harms. Hey, Bloomfield, where are you? I've got a pop quiz for you.
Yeah, I'm coming. Let me just finish my sneaky ninja exercise real quick. Oh, pop quiz. Yes, I love pop quizzes. Oh, yeah.
Please stop singing.
Okay, what's the cue?
Take a look at this forest plot, will you? What do you make of it?
I see what you're doing here. A little spacing, a little retrieval.
What are you talking about?
Oh, nothing. Just something I learned somewhere. Anyways, let's take a look at this baby. First of all, I'm looking at the big heading, low versus standard blood pressure target, and the outcome is total mortality. Next, I'm looking at the subgroups. Looks like there are two, one for the systolic category and one for the diastolic category. And the grand total is the last line there. Next, my eyes are drawn to this beautiful line figure with the heading of risk ratio at the top. Now, what I remember when it comes to risk ratio, when it equals 1, it means that the event rates are the same. And if it equals less than 1, that means the event rates are less. So if risk ratio is 0.5, that means half as many patients are having an event. Also, relative risk deals with 95% confidence intervals. And if a confidence interval touches 1, then no significance.
Wow, Bloomfield, I'm impressed. Keep going.
Aw, thanks. Okay, these horizontal lines are the confidence intervals. You can see that some are pretty broad and some are pretty tight. Look at that. That's tighter than the parking spaces in our employee lot. However, almost all of the 95% confidence intervals include 1, meaning no significance. Now, a quick comment about these squares right here. They are bigger than the others because they correspond to the weight of the trial, which was bigger. Then, last but certainly not least, I look at the subgroup diamonds and the final diamond. The width of the diamond corresponds to the proportional average 95% confidence interval, which we can see averaged out to pretty small. since the trials with the most weight had very tight intervals. And all of the diamonds were close to 1, meaning risk ratio of 1, meaning similar event rates regardless of low or standard blood pressures.
Good job, Bloomfield, and good job to me. I must be a really good teacher. Now, what do you know about risk of bias?
I think I read something about that in the Cochrane review, but I was pretty lost.
You might not be ready for prime time just yet.
Oh, well, what's your answer, Hotshot?
Anytime you're doing a meta-analysis, you need to consider the individual study characteristics. Good stuff in leads to good overall conclusions. Bad stuff in leads to not so good overall conclusions.
That makes sense. I'm following.
Thankfully, there's a visual that has been created by Cochrane to illustrate in a transparent way the potential sources of bias for each individual trial in a meta-analysis.
So helpful.
Let's look at the risk of bias summary for this review. On the right, there's always 7 domains that each author uses to assess bias. The figure in the middle is the grade assigned. More green equals good, more red equals not so good. The figure on the left is the actual individual trials. Every trial got a red mark for the third domain, blinding. It's pretty hard for physicians to be blinded when you're actively trying to get patients' blood pressure to a certain target.
I totally recognize those names from the article.
Yes, let's highlight 2 well-known trials, the Accord and Sprint. So if we look at Accord, number 2, aside from blinding, the only high risk of bias is for selective reporting, meaning that the study only focused on certain outcomes. Then looking at Sprint, number 9, looks like they lost in selective reporting and other bias. Other bias being the fact that they terminated the trial early.
Wow. Hey, crazy what happened to the police chief. I'm sure he would have scored poorly on this Cochrane risk of bias tool. Hey, does that mean you're the new chief?
Only time will tell, Bloomfield. Time is always the most important variable.